What's up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. It is the Godzilla Block Party, and it is me, G1, along with two of my favorite crazy people. And it's not G73 or G95 today, no. We have with us once again Z1, aka Zilla Jr. You know him from the Zilla Jr. page. He was on last week with us hanging out, and now he is back. What's up, brother?
What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Glad to be back.
Yes, sir. And joining us once again, the mindfuck himself, we've got Shin Goji from the GVA page. My brother, what's going on?
It doesn't matter what's going on.
Of course.
I got you again.
So, ladies,
I'm good. I'm good, man. How's everybody in G Show Podcast land? If you don't like anything that's NC-17, you better leave now.
ladies and gentlemen, I promise you we won't do showgirls here, but it'll be a little rated R for you. But let's get right into the nitty gritty, okay? Because this is an impromptu podcast, okay? This is a Sunday podcast, but we are pre-recording on Saturday just to give everybody out there a heads up. But this will be posted on Sunday today when you're listening to it, which is tomorrow for us. Jumping off. So, there's been some kind of craziness going on in the Godzilla fandom this past week. I don't know when it started. To be perfectly honest with you, everybody, I do not get into crazy fanaticism in Godzilla land. I love Godzilla, okay? I have my opinions. They're very strong. But I'm not going to feed into any of this craziness. My biggest concern right now with Shin Goji is, where is that second trailer, okay? But yesterday, being Friday, which if you listen to this now, would be 2 days ago, okay? There were a couple of people, more than a couple actually, several well-known, prominent people in the community spouting all of this craziness, talking about, here's the promotion for Shinji, here's the promotion for Shinji, here's the promotion for Shinji. And yes, Shinji is being promoted hard, and it might be contradictory to what we did on Friday with the podcast, what we said, even though it wasn't, because we were talking about there is a lot of promotion, but there's no trailer. But what's going on in the community today where people are saying there's no promotion for this movie when the several people who are posting this, these well-known people in the community are saying there is, giving you facts, giving you pictures, giving you everything, all the evidence to the contrary. The only thing is we don't have a trailer. So I'm going to start with Shinji because he's crazy. I want to know, is it the community being mad at there's no promotion even though there's a ton of it, or no trailer? What are your thoughts?
I think the craziness would revolve around the lack of what they're actually showing. They're not showing much. You and I discussed it earlier. It's like whatever they're showing of Shin Godzilla, it's all the same stuff. It's the same image or images, few images, plastered anywhere and everywhere. And I think people just want to see more, and it's just driving them nuts. Honestly, I'm too old to be that impatient. Yeah, we're 2.5, 3 weeks away, 20 days away from the point of this podcast, something like that, from the actual movie coming out. If we don't get a trailer by the week of, then there's a problem. I just think all the fanboys are just being exactly that, just fanboys and impatient little brats. My opinion. Unpopular as it is.
As it is always. Z1, let me jump to you, brother. What are your thoughts? I mean, you posted something. I know you personally now, right? We have a rapport, whatever you call it, outside of the fandom. And I saw you say something about how the fandom is driving you a little bit batty. Care to explain that to the Godzilla community in G-Show land?
Basically, like, if it's not one flame war, it's another. First it was like, oh, Zilla 98 sucks. Oh, Zilla 98 doesn't suck. You know, like, that movie's 18 years old, get the fuck over it. But then now it's this Shin Godzilla thing with, like, no promotion. Oh, it's totally promoted. Like, everybody's got an opinion, and everybody thinks the other guy's opinion is wrong when they're just opinions. And it's driving me a little batshit insane because, like, we're all supposed to like the same thing, yet we're all pretending like we don't like the same thing. And it's like we shouldn't like the same things. And it's like, it's just a little fucking crazy. And, like, yeah, the fandom can be good. I mean, like, go to G-Fest and you'll see the best of the fandom. But, like, a lot of these Facebook group people are just, like, basement-dwelling nerds. And it's just like, fuck, man.
Oh, my.
Total agreement. I mean, all internet warriors, and that's all they like to do is feel big and bad because they're behind a keyboard. Nobody can see what they look like. Nobody can answer back to them, basically man to man or what have you. So they just get on this high horse thinking that they can just spout off whatever the hell they want to say, whether it's their true thought, feeling, or opinion or not.
It's
really true. It's really true.
Yeah, I totally agree with both of you guys. It's crazy. I've said this several times on the podcast. Why are we arguing about something that we all love? It doesn't make sense. It's not like there's this one girl or guy, whoever, one person. Okay, let's be fair. It's not like there's this one person where we are all clamoring for their love and affection. No, it's Godzilla, and guess what? The people behind it don't care. Who's clamoring for it? They're giving it to us. It doesn't matter how. They're just giving it to us. So for people to be beefing with other people, and yes, I agree that G78 thing, and that, like I said, I've been promising that podcast. That's not going to be today. But I want to make sure that everybody's schedule is right so I can have a nice packed panel because I know the opinions on that movie. And me and Shinji has spoken personally face to face about it. I know opinions about that movie is something fierce, and
I can understand, like, you guys, because you guys are older. Like, you guys saw the '98 movie in theaters and, like, had previous experience with Godzilla and didn't like it because of it. The '98 movie got me into the series. I saw that when I was 4 years old in theaters, and then I got VHSs of the older movies, and I've been hooked ever since. That's why I have nostalgic value for that movie, and that's why I tolerate it more than others.
Listen, I'm on your side in this panel, but the other guy might not be. I'm just saying.
Andrew and I've known Andrew for even longer than I've known you. And you and I have met face to face, but I haven't met Andrew face to face yet. But as much as Andrew and I disagree about how we feel about Godzilla '98, we're able to just be like, hey, you don't like it, I like it, or vice versa, and we're cool with it. Like, he's not trying to just stick it in my fucking face, well, you should like it because of this. And I'm not trying to put him in his face, well, you shouldn't like it because of this, because that's his fucking view. That's his opinion. That's where the fuck he's coming from. I can actually get that if you're 4 years old and you're watching Godzilla 1998, that's stuck in you now. That's a part of you. It's kind of like when I was watching Transformers the movie and Optimus Prime dies. That fucking killed me as a kid.
Yo, hold on. Time out. Ayo, don't bring that up on this podcast. Don't make a grown G1 cry, okay? That shit is a very sensitive fucking part of my life. Okay,
I'm using it as an analogy.
No,
that he can feel for the Zilla creature, the Godzilla 1998 creature, because it's a part of his childhood now. But that wasn't a part of my childhood. I was 21 years old when Godzilla 1998 came out. I already had this established love and idea of what Godzilla should be, and that was the furthest thing from it. So as soon as that movie was over, and I got over the shock, when the lights came up and nothing else happened, I was like, fuck this movie. And, everybody was like, oh, you sound like all these trendy Zilla 98 haters. I started the motherfucking trend back in 98. I didn't like the movie.
Like I said, I can't blame either of you guys for it because, you guys were already adults when it came out. And that's why, and us being adults, I'm not going to make you like Zilla, and you're not going to make me not like Zilla. Like, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, we actually got somebody about to join us. G73 just hit me up and said, hey, can I get on? And of course you can get on. It's the G Show podcast. So he's getting invited in right now. He's going to miss the first couple of segments we did, which was nothing, really. We bullshitted a bunch for 10 minutes. And if he pops up, he pops up. If not, I just want to let you guys both know that I agree with both of you. And then G73 is here, ladies and gentlemen. He has joined us on this impromptu Godzilla Block Party. What's up, G73?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up, Chase?
Hey.
All right, so we got Shin G and we got Z1 joining us, okay? It's a very impromptu thing. And the topic is the fandom and why are they so fucking crazy? In light of what was going on yesterday, you made a post about this. So I talked to Z1 just a little bit about a post he made on Thursday. Thursday, we did the Godzilla Block Party podcast. You, myself, G95, that was posted on Friday. You had something to say, G73, on Friday about what was going on in the community. Do you recall what you said? Without naming names.
Yeah, I do.
Would you like to talk about it for about 2 minutes?
Sure. Right now?
Go ahead. Go for broke.
Well, thinking back, hold on a second. I was mentioning either we're talking about the folks over in Japan making their statements. They're not really necessarily happy about the new Godzilla, and I've been trying to talk to one of my friends that's in Japan to get it from his mouth instead and see what he thinks. But basically, it really is that just there are a lot of people that you gotta help me out here, because what were we talking about?
Let's get like this. We have, as of Thursday, there was some crazy whatever was going on that Z1.
Are you talking about the post I made?
Yeah, I'm talking about the post you made.
Okay. I thought what we were talking about in the podcast.
No. We're not reiterating none of that.
This is what happens when you interrupt an ongoing podcast.
You're the one that sent the message out, and I'm like, whoa, what? So, yeah, I just remember that, what happened was there was a big debate going on about the marketing and the promotion for Godzilla Resurgence. And this one guy made a statement, as always, won't name his name, but a lot of people jumped his back and were kind of attacking him on the whole situation. And it was just really shocking, because some of these people that were attacking him, I would never have expected them to say some of the things they would say to him. And basically, he was saying, we are in the month of July, and Godzilla Resurgence comes out within, 2 weeks at least, and we still have not seen a proper trailer. Well, these gentlemen were speaking about, the whole group that attacked him were speaking about how that Shin Goji has had many, many, many kinds of promotion, which, yes, it has had several types of promotion. It has had promotion up the ass, but they are not necessarily... There's a few things to touch on it. They're not necessarily promoting the film, in my opinion, which, I mean, in the general they are, but in my opinion, they're just promoting the look of Godzilla. Because
I agree.
Everything you see in it is just the design. It's not speaking about the film. It's not talking about the film.
And before you continue, real quick, I just want to point something out. Shin Goji and myself, right before we started this podcast, we were talking. And we were saying that. We were saying that what we are seeing in these promotions are the same fucking image. Am I lying there, Shin Goji?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
That's what we were talking about. And
you guys are as right as rain right there.
yeah, so
And really, with the
so-
promotion that they've done, with all their promoting is just the design, that's not selling me because I don't like the design. So they need to sell me in other ways, and they're not doing that.
and that's a good point right there also, because we have a divisive nature within the community. There are people who love it. There are people who don't love it. And I'm not going to say hate it, but there are people who hate it. But I'll say don't love it. And like Z1 just said, we're seeing the same image, and you're selling me this image like G73 said. You're selling the image. You're not selling the movie. It's a huge difference. And don't get me wrong. I understand that Godzilla is such a marquee name, and I've said this a couple of times, previous podcasts. It is a marquee name. Godzilla, Star Wars, hell, Star Trek, Batman, Superman, now, Marvel, the Avengers. Those are marquee names. They're going to make money. They should make money. The thing is, everything other than Godzilla gives us more bits and pieces. And again, I'm not saying that either one of us here on this panel understand Japanese. We don't. Maybe a little bit here and there, but we don't fully grasp the language. But we know how to put a story together. I guarantee that each one of you guys are smart enough to know boom, 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 boom story points. They did not do that in that last trailer. That's one of my biggest concerns. We don't know what the hell this movie is. We get the little plot synopsis. Oh, it's a brand new movie. It has nothing to do with anything. It's Godzilla's first appearance. Fine. No problem. We get that. But what the hell's up with these human characters? Who are these people? We know that one of these Japanese girls, I think the main female lead, she's like an American envoy or something. She's from America. But what is she doing in Japan all of a sudden? What's going on? What's with the guy making that really mad face at the end of the trailer, looking like Katagiri in Godzilla 2000, like Godzilla? What's going on there? That's what I want to know. And
to me, it looks like she's like his teenage daughter, and she's screwing some guy that he doesn't approve of because that guy has something to do involved with Godzilla. That's all I can make of it.
Or she is involved with Godzilla.
Oh, she's involved. Oh my God!
It's that tail. It's that tail. Let me tell you, it's extra long for a reason.
Now that I got G73 here, because as I mentioned in the last podcast, G73 is my go-getter, right? He does all the research. He's the legwork guy, right? The footman, the Foot Clan. All right, let's do the Ninja Turtles there. Sorry, you heard that? Transformers. Don't ever talk about Optimus Prime again. That's all I'm saying. This morning, G73 had given us an image and maybe some maybe plot synopsis as far as Godzilla Resurgence is concerned. Whether or not, was that this morning or was that yesterday morning? I forget.
It was this morning.
It was this morning, correct? The lava flow, and just craziness going on there as far as the design's concerned. G73, do you want to say, like, give us some information so my guest, my esteemed panel here, can talk about it.
It was kind of almost coincidental because the fan art that came with the thing that was posted, it was fan art. However, the thing I posted before that was do you want me to name the guy who posted it on Tumblr?
I mean, honestly, nobody knows him, so no, just say you've seen something.
Okay. Well, so anyways, this person posted on Tumblr that some of the Japanese audiences are starting to see the new Shin Goji trailer. And there's been talk lately, almost for a week now, that Godzilla's ray, his atomic ray, will be purple. And that's what they were saying in this... that's what this guy was pointing out, that the public that saw the trailer have seen that when he charges up his atomic ray, his spikes, his dorsal fins glow purple. And that's pretty much all he has said. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of coincidental about everything going on because I've been seeing tons of artwork now with Shin Goji having purple atomic breath. And there's also been a little short video going back that I don't know if it's legit or not. I mean, it's really shitty looking, but at the end of the little video, Shin Gojira does shoot a purple atomic ray, but it's drawn like stick figures, and then the last part is drawn in like an actual Shin Gojira like piece of work, not stick figure. But I don't think. I mean, it just says short version, and I think it's just a parody of the trailer. But I just think everything right now is kind of being coincident. Like it's a coincidence. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, there has been, the more people that say it, it's kind of like, what if?
Gotcha.
And I personally believe within either this week or next week, we will see something like a trailer or something. And who knows? I mean, they may have seen something. There was a Godzilla event going on today, and I'll speak in G95's terms, Evangelion. They were doing a talk about that, and the show hosts were promoting Godzilla Resurgence at the time through this whole video, and it's like a 4-day video, like every week, I guess, leading up to Godzilla Resurgence. They're putting out a video or something like that because it said video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. But this was live, what I was trying to see, and I couldn't see it. It was blocked. You could see the first 15 seconds of it, and then it says you have to have the app. That's not available in American soil.
All right, I hear what you're saying. I think that they're doing exactly what Star Wars Celebration does. They'll show you the majority of the panel. They'll show you the show, and then when they're going to drop the trailer, they're going to cut off. You get the trailer, because this is what happened with Episode 7 last year. I remember that because I went crazy. I was online on the G-Show page promoting that shit. Then it went dark. They showed the trailer for them, and 5 minutes later, the trailer was on YouTube and all over the place, legitly from Star Wars, from Disney, from Lucasfilm, saying, here, for everybody else. So let me ask you, Z1, do you think, after what you heard, two things: Purple Godzilla Ray, and do you think we'll get a trailer after these little snippets that's going on right now in Japan?
Well, the purple ray would probably make sense because Godzilla glows red, and with the blue ray, mixing in with the red, it would be purple. So that just makes sense. So if it does, it's fine. If it doesn't, if it's just his body glows purple and the ray itself is blue, then that would make sense, and that would be fine. I don't know. I don't really care. To be honest, it's just Godzilla. I like Godzilla, and I'll enjoy it either way. And number two, the trailer. I'm just saying, if the trailer doesn't come out a week before the movie comes out, there's a problem. There's just a real freaking problem, because all we had was a teaser trailer that had no plot points. It was just showing off what Godzilla looked like, and I don't like what he looks like, so they just failed in that regard. So
I totally agree, and again, yeah.
But going back to something that you mentioned, like before you got to the spiel about the purple breath, about how there was an article about Godzilla looking like he's magma's flowing over him. I remember talking to G73 about a guy's comment about how he said that that's not realistic, and that's another thing I really hate about the fandom. The whole thing about realism. It's a radioactive, mutated dinosaur who breathes radioactive fire. Realism can go right out the fucking window. Why do we need realism? Why does Kong need to be smaller than Godzilla? Why is that unrealistic? Why does this and this and that? Mothra uses fucking magic. That's not realistic at all. Why are we worrying about this?
Hold up, Shinji. You can tell we're the oldest ones out of the group, right? Because all you got to do is tell a person like that. This is what I do on the G-Show page, okay? When a person starts getting out of line, I let them go and go and go. Just keep giving them the rope, because I know the final answer. For this instance, the final answer is it's unrealistic for Godzilla versus Biollante. The dude came out of a fucking volcano. What do you think was in there? Poppies? Get out of here! It was molten lava.
And I've been saying this for months and months and months. The same thing Andrew's just saying. I think it's just getting to him a little bit more now than it's, I'm past it already. My opinions about the Purple Ray, I like it. I like purple. Actually, that Godzilla PS4, PS3 game had a spiral ray that was pretty much purple.
Yep.
There was some blue in it, but it was mostly purple. And that was my favorite use on that game. I was using that ray more than all the others. I wasn't a big fan of the orange ray. I didn't mind the red ray. I just think that orange is overplayed, like regular fire, and that doesn't do anything for me. That's why I like the blue.
I like orange. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion.
There it is. It's an opinion, and totally good with that.
Yeah. And then what was the other topic? There was the Purple Ray, and what was the other thing?
The trailer. They're showing snippets. There was a Godzilla event this weekend, and there's snippets, but then it goes dark at a certain time. Do you think they're showing you the trailer?
Yeah, you won't be able to see it because no one pretty much can. Unless
you're probably at the thing live.
Or if you have Japanese, what it is, they say to download this app after it cuts off, and the app is not available on, in my region, it says. So that's how I couldn't watch it. But the app's called Liveline, Liveline, and it's video streaming, and it's kind of like the NicoCon vid app, and but the NicoCon vid app you can get, but this one you can't get.
They're probably not going to show the trailer then on that. That's just probably maybe they give some juicy information bits for the movie.
I thought I posted the picture because I took the picture of the two hosts, and they just have a whole desk full of Godzilla Resurgence stuff, and they're wearing shirts, and it's a whole bunch of shit. And I'm like, they have to be doing something with Godzilla.
More promotion. More promotion. More promotion, less trailer, though. Look, and I think that was my beef. That was the topic of the last podcast. Where is that trailer? I don't care about all the merchandise or the promotion. We know the movie's coming. We get that. But where the fuck is the trailer? That's my beef. That's my only beef. Again, I'm with Z1. I don't care for the look of Godzilla in this movie. I don't care for it. But it's a Godzilla movie, so I'm going to watch it anyway because I'm invested. For 30-some odd years, I've been invested. So this is my shit, and I want to see it, and I want to know. But we're getting nothing. And in terms of America, the way movies here are made, and I don't know how shit goes in Japan, but again, I'm going to touch on something me and Shinji were talking about again before we went live. We were talking about how previous Godzilla movies, for instance, the Heisei series, I got them all on VHS in 1996, right? At the end of each movie, after the credits rolled, there was a special features, and the special features had 3 to 5 trailers. Now, unless Japan was putting out all, let's say, 4 trailers the week of the movie release, we have a problem here. Because there legitimately is about 3 to 5 trailers on each one of those movies. And we have 1 trailer for Shinji, 1. And then a smaller one that came out like right after it that is the same fucking footage used, but just like 30 seconds cut off. So there was nothing new in that. It was just like two trailers, the same thing. One was shorter than the other. It was absolutely annoying. And then we get the panda thing where, everybody made fun of Godzilla, bowling pin Godzilla, the fucking 2-liter soda bottle Godzilla. Here's the NC-17 version, dildo Godzilla, all right? So, it's just what it is. So, Shinji, man, what's your thoughts on all that? Because we had that conversation, bro. Tell the people what we were saying.
My thoughts on that, and, you're probably not going to like it, and a lot of people aren't going to like it. Toho is pulling a Gareth Edwards. They are showing the least amount possible to to get you enticed. That's exactly what they're doing.
You don't believe that shit. Come on, man.
Oh, I do. They are just promoting the least amount as possible. They're just sticking it out there and getting everybody all intrigued and get their fucking dicks hard. And they are not going to let you blow until the day of the show.
But see, I don't agree with that, and I'm going to jump over to Z1 with this one because Gareth Edwards, the only thing he left up in the air, well, I'm lying, up until that, fine, but he had several trailers. The first trailer showed Godzilla, and we had no idea. We just thought Godzilla was the main plot point of this movie. In the second trailer, we saw that the Muto come down into the water. And everybody now is like, holy shit, there's something else. There's something. Remember, Rodan confirmed? Remember all that? That was crazy.
No. I'm not talking about pulling a Gareth Edwards with the trailers. I'm talking about pulling Gareth Edwards with the tease, with the actual tease of the movie.
Okay, but when Gareth Edwards pulled the tease for the movie, Gareth Edwards pulled that tease a year before the movie came out.
Right, but what I'm saying is the way they're promoting it is a tease, like Gareth Edwards.
But all right, but there's a lack of promotion.
It was a hypothetical term.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like,
that was my question. Was it like a hypothetical term?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
no, I think what Shinji is saying is like they're showing us Godzilla and then they're immediately cutting away to something else, just like Gareth Edwards does.
Right.
Whoa! But let's be for real here. They showed more Godzilla in this trailer than Gareth Edwards did in his, and a lot of crazy G fans would probably argue, oh, they showed more Shinji in this trailer than they did in all of 2014. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just saying, but, those are the crazy asses.
I have an interesting thing. Like, here in America, our trailers show way too fucking much.
I agree.
The second trailer for Batman v Superman was just the entire fucking movie in like 3 minutes. Whereas here,
it was a summary.
Shinji, you didn't get jacked in the fuck. It's the exact opposite.
It's true.
Think about that.
So, okay, all right. So, being that you brought up Batman v Superman, because that's true, man. When I saw Doomsday, and if you ain't see it, spoiler alert after the fact, but when I saw Doomsday in that trailer, man, I can't lie, man. I fell out my seat because I was like, holy shit, for real? They did Doomsday? But going off of that, this coming week, they're going to show the Rogue One trailer, 3-minute cut. And that's Star Wars, in case you guys don't know anything outside of Godzilla. Star Wars Rogue One is coming out this year. And that movie takes place about a month before the very first Star Wars movie. Okay? So we're going to see things. And the big thing we're going to see is Darth Vader. Now, that's going to be in the trailer. We're going to get Darth Vader in this trailer, okay? How much is he utilized in the trailer is a completely different thing. I don't think it's going to be a Gareth Edwards Godzilla or a Shinji Godzilla. It'll be enough just to sell where this movie is. But that's Star Wars. We already know the lore and the history of Star Wars. We have no idea what's going on with this movie because it is the very first one, according to everybody in the know. This is a brand new take on Godzilla, and all we know is that he's decrepit, and that's it. He's invaded. We get nothing. So I want to see a trailer with some story. I want to see something with... Give me some juicy bits, and I don't need a 3-minute fucking trailer that gives us the whole fucking movie. But give me some
dialogue.
Some dialogue. Or some dramatic scenes that we can put into context. Because you could be silent, and humanity, we do pretty much the same shit all over the world. You could be silent and just mime feelings and emotions, and I can tell what that is in the trailer. I need that. I need something going on. It's a guy randomly pissed off at the end of the Shinji trailer, and he's shaking his head, and he's stomping his feet, and he's like, "Arr!" And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck does that even have to do with anything? So I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying, man. It's Saturday, all right? It's a special fucking podcast. Z1, man, you have anything you want to fucking throw out there? Like, go for broke.
Besides the fact that like it's the exact opposite of American marketing, not really. I've said my piece. Like I don't like the design. All they're selling is the design, so they're not selling the movie to me really.
I agree. And in that aspect, it's hard when you have people you respect, and I'm not ever gonna not respect them. But when you have people you respect in the community going off on a tangent saying, well, they're promoting it all over the place. You're right. They are promoting it all over the place.
And I want to add to that too. Just because they are promoting this movie like up the asshole doesn't really mean it's having an effect. I mean, we don't know for sure if this even marketing idea is making any money or if it's even interesting people. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, sure, they can have pictures and pictures of Godzilla and merchandise and food and, you know, rice paddy fields and all this shit, you know, but doesn't necessarily mean it's going to, you know, necessarily have a positive impact, you know.
I agree. Shinji, what are your thoughts about that, man? Are they just promoting this shit to death without a trailer selling the wrong thing?
I don't think they have the right aim in what they're trying to do. I think they're just basically, you know, you would think they would know how to promote their own product better.
Especially after, you know, 60 some odd years.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they shouldn't be amateurs about this, but they're acting like it.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. But then again, it's like, are they being amateurs or are they just holding a lot back? It's a hard thought to process because for me personally, I'm configured to, you know, America and what we get over here in terms of big movies. For me, Godzilla is a big thing, okay?
I agree with you.
Whether it's in Japan or not, it's a big thing for me. That's why we do this podcast. That's why I run a G-Show page. And the G-Show started off as Godzilla and turned into a just complete geek thing. But it's always been Godzilla first.
Well, Godzilla is literally and figuratively Japan's biggest export. You would think with the fact that they're trying to, you know, do the dick measuring contest with making a bigger Godzilla, and they wanted to be this worldwide phenomenon, that they would have learned something about marketing from what the U.S. did with it. The U.S. is the king of marketing when it comes to, you know, movies and some other things that you would think with Japan would want to, you know, take some of what America does and utilize that. But it's like, it's kind of like they got a bunch of pieces of, you know, bits and pieces of information, and they just kind of like laid them out on the desk, and without even trying to put them all together, just said, here you go. That's what we got.
You want to know what's funny about that? This Godzilla movie, you know, out of any Godzilla movie, has had the most production. I mean, the most, like, advertisement. But it's almost like they're trying to do it in their own way. You know, like Hollywood has their way of doing it, and they're trying to figure out, I think they're like trying to understand and figure out their own type of marketing for their movies from now on. And I think that's kind of why it's a little bit bizarre. You know, I mean, yeah, I would have never have thought in my years, you know, in enjoying Godzilla, that I would see a Godzilla ice cream and, you know, a basket of cheese and French fries and...
Bro, not to cut you off, they got a fucking Godzilla tower, a real life Godzilla tower at the hotel.
Yeah, a hotel.
I mean, fuck. I mean, how could you not know how to market your shit?
But that's what's funny to me is that they're like trying to promote this movie in the biggest way they can, but it's kind of almost like it's I don't know the word for it. It's not big enough.
All right, so I think I know what you're saying. It's like it's falling on deaf ears, even though it's all over the place. But again, this is something that we talked about in the last podcast. Do people even care about it in Japan? I mean, because it's everywhere. It is. And the posts that I saw yesterday in regards to all of the promotion that is going on with this movie, as far as having it in, let's say, baseball stadiums and on the side of buildings, and I'm not talking about the Godzilla Hotel. I'm talking about just regular building, and bam, there's Shinji's face plastered all over it because he's cute. You're a cute motherfucker. You know that, right? You know, having the wine, having, you know, the snacks, everything that they're putting this picture on. And I lost where I was going with that, so somebody save me.
I think where you're going with that is that it's kind of silly.
It is silly. That's my whole point.
And like I saw the whiskey bottles too. I think what it is, it's like they have all this marketing with just the same fucking picture of Shin Goji, but it's like it's kind of like they're forcing it on people.
And that's
it. You know, I mean, like, hey, we bought a bag of pretzels. Well, hey, look, there's Godzilla on your bag of pretzels.
That's where I was going with it. No, that's exactly where I was going with it. It's like
it's the Godzilla tea bag. It's the Shinji tea bag.
Yeah,
he teabagged your pretzels. He teabagged your airplane.
It's fucking jet. They have him on a fucking jet, and that is not fake for people out there that think it is. That is real. That is real.
I want that fucking jet.
And I want to just throw this out here. I want to throw it out there.
But
they got it on the jet.
Imagine if G14 had that kind of marketing, though. Like, we had fruit snacks in Godzilla 2014. I would buy fucking 20 boxes of those things just for the art and the Godzilla fruit snacks.
Well, no, the promotion for G14 was very solid. The same thing can be said for G98. The difference between G14 and G98 was the design was very similar to the original Godzilla in G14 than G98. And then again, you know, I know we got Z1 here, and he's like, fuck you guys. And there's no hate towards that. There's none. But it's what it is. And I just wanted to throw something out there. You talk about the jet and Godzilla being on a jet. You know what else was on the jet? Motherfucking BB-8 and R2-D2. And I am wearing a Star Wars shirt. Right now. That's right. I had to throw it out there. But it's different, though, when it comes down to something like Star Wars and Godzilla. And it kills me because both of them, in my opinion, are universally known. Fuck loved. Known. Everybody around the world knows Star Wars. Everybody around the world knows Godzilla. And everybody around the world knows James Bond. Okay? These are those things that they transcend. Godzilla transcends. And that's what kills me. It's like, you transcend, but we've got nothing as far as what's going on in this movie. And it's just me being bitter because I want a trailer. I'll probably get torn apart when this fucking podcast comes out, and I don't care. We've got a lot of promotion, same image, over everything.
You know, that's one thing that makes me mad is about the fandom, since we're talking about the fandom. When they get upset about the other people that are upset just because we haven't seen anything, it's like they're saying, well, we're not upset, so you should be like us. And I'm like, no, that's my biggest disagreement I have. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I'm allowed to have a preference. You know, I don't have to follow a crowd. I'm upset because I feel like Toho can do better. You guys, in my opinion, that aren't upset about it, which you have the right to not give a shit, but I just think you're settling, and that's just how I feel about it.
I like that. I like that train of thought. Well, I just want to jump.
I'm not upset about it. I'm just not upset about it. I mean,
well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about.
No. Let me finish. Hang on. You know, I don't have to have things here and now. It's going to happen when it happens. It's going to be there. So you got to wait. Too bad. That's it.
To an extent, I agree with you. But on the flip side of that is, like I was saying before, because I'm so into where I live and what we get out here, when I see something like, okay, we get another Godzilla movie from Toho, and again, I go back to those Heisei series, there were multiple trailers at the end of each one, and if I had a VCR that I can hook up and place it right behind me right now. I live stream each and every one of those for everybody to see. That I'm not making that up. It's real. Yet here we are, a month from less than a month. We are
on the DVDs. They do that,
and
but
the
my
DVDs they
camera's
do it
not
too.
working, or else I would show you.
But I mean, like, look, I had the original, I had those old school VHSs, and they were showing all of that way before DVD and all that shit. And that's my whole point. We are, at this point in time, 19 days away from this movie dropping. And we got one trailer and one snippet. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That shit is a fucking snippet
And
of
an
the
anime.
same trailer. Oh, an anime. But see, I can't even count that. But I will say this, because he's been very quiet, and I want to know his opinions on anything we were just talking about for the last 10 minutes. Z1, what are your opinions on anything we were just talking about?
Really, it's just it's just me being a broken record at this point. This movie hasn't sold itself to me, and it's all about personal opinions and the fandom right now. And the fandom is so fucking divided about this movie. Whether it's going to be good, whether it's going to be bad, whether the marketing's good, whether the marketing's bad, it doesn't really matter in the long run, because yeah, the movies will come out regardless, and we probably will like it regardless, maybe. But like, just me personally, this movie just not has sold itself to me. It just, nothing about it. Like, I couldn't even see that snippet of the anime that it was apparently in, but I saw a little bit where Godzilla's head looks like a Pachycephalosaurus. Steve Day made a meme about that, by the way. And that didn't impress me at all.
You like that, huh?
That was really good.
And it's
I'm a
just
genius.
like,
What can I say? I'm a
nothing.
genius.
Like, once again, all they're selling is just the design of Godzilla, and I don't like the design of Godzilla. So unless they give me something plot related, I'm just not interested.
I hear you, man. I honestly, look, there's gonna be people who, if they listen to this podcast, hate everything we're saying, and there might be people who are all for us in the same boat. We are less than a month away, and we don't have nothing tangible as far as story goes. Yes, we've got a billion product placements. We've got toys. We've got animated series now. But none of that is telling us the story of this movie. And that is what sells a fucking movie. Seriously. You just can't look. You know,
it's like giving us a trailer for a game and just doing nothing but story and no gameplay.
seriously, no, and I agree. And granted, it is a 60-plus-year-old franchise. So the name, and I've said it early in this podcast, the name should sell it alone. Okay, fine. But we need to see. We need to see in order to be like, wow, okay, here we go again. Because, look, when Godzilla vs. Biollante came out, I had no fucking clue. My brother went to the video store with my parents. He calls me up on a payphone. That's right, a payphone. You young people don't know what that is. Look it up on Google. He calls me up on a payphone, and he says, yo, I've got in my hands a Godzilla movie where Godzilla is on the cover with a giant rose. And I said, fuck you, you're lying. He said, no, I'm not. This is real. And I said, if it's real, bring it home. I don't believe you. He brought it home. I saw the title on the VHS, and I was like,
Could you pronounce it? Could you pronounce it at that time? I couldn't pronounce it for years.
No, actually, I said Biollante. I'm good with pronunciation, to be honest with you, and that's not to my own horn. I've got a knack for that. But so we put it in, and we started watching it, and it starts off with the end of the Godzilla 1985, and I was like, oh, what are they doing? What's going on? And it hit on every fucking level, you know? And there was no promotion for that out here. We had no clue. But in today's world, we know everything. We know there's a new Godzilla. Yeah, we know there's a new Godzilla movie coming out. We know what it's called. We know who's directing it. I didn't know that back then. The only people who knew it back then was those in Japan. We didn't have the internet. And if we did, it was a very, very caveman-esque internet, okay? And I didn't have it. So all that was new to me, and everything that I got, I processed the way I processed it, and it all just sunk in. See, you guys, and I'm talking to you, Z1 and G73, you guys are a little bit younger than Shinji and myself. We had dial-up. You guys had Wi-Fi, okay? So
I remember having dial-up when I was 5 years old.
See,
my dad said, fuck it, and got something else.
See what I'm saying? But we have...
DSL came next, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
We
for
weren't
real?
allowed to be on the phone.
All I'm saying is that we have more information about Shinji now, and we have zero information about it. You get what I'm trying to say there?
Mhm.
It's like we've got all this promotion, and
So
it's everywhere.
It's almost like we better hope that second trailer that these Japanese folks have been seeing, it's true or not.
Here's my problem. Here's my problem with what's going on. Like, you know, much like you, G1, you know, back in the 90s when they were bringing out all the high side movies. I don't remember what exact year it was, but I was finding out about it because there's some not comic book stores, but just actual bookstores that had a lot of imported magazines. And one day I came across this bookstore, and it had Godzilla vs. Biollante on the cover, not the actual cover of the movie, but you know, I was like, oh my god, that's Godzilla. What is this? You know, I'm like checking it out, like you know, and it was all in fucking Japanese because, you know, like I said, it was all imported. So I'm just looking at these pictures saying, oh, you know, what is this? You know, like, when is this coming over here? You know, because, you know, Godzilla 1985, that came out within a year. So I thought it was just going to come over here because that's the next Godzilla movie. Yeah, it's going to come over here. And that shit never fucking came.
Now Miramax.
Yeah, I had ran into it also at Blockbuster Video at the time, like 1996, 97, by the time they already killed the High Side series. You know, we had some internet, but back then it was very, very far and few between. There was Barry's Temple of Godzilla.
Yes, oh my god.
Monsters Museum.
Oh shit.
And I just recently got in contact with her. She's really cool.
She's a good person,
like,
yeah.
People are like, it's a girl? What?
Yeah, she's a good person.
I'm actually friends with Barry.
But we had no idea when that was coming over here. And my problem with it now is because everything is so here and now, we're going to get spoiled. Somebody's going to see it in Japan and tell us all the fuck about it over here, and we're not going to even get to fucking see it before we know everything that's going to fucking happen.
I gotta disagree with you there. That's only if you want to be spoiled, man.
I don't want to be spoiled, but I won't have a choice.
No, you will have a choice because it just
I will find it and I will make us all watch it. I will stay off Facebook and search for days.
All right, so but that's a different thing. That's a different thing because here's the thing: when Final Wars came out, okay, in Japan. Oh, there was a leak, and that shit hit American shores, okay? And you best believe that the forums before Facebook, before MySpace, the forums I frequented, and they had it, and I watched it 3 times in a row, twice in a row, and then I took off from work the next day, and I called my people to come over and watch this movie, and they weren't even big into Godzilla, but I was just excited. When it comes down to that, you know, of course, if somebody gets it, and because that's the only way we're gonna see it. Only way we're gonna see it, unless Toho does, like I said in the last podcast, some VOD shit, which I will pay money. I will pay.
Oh, I would pay big money.
Exactly, I would pay big money. I don't even care. I'd pay the money.
You can charge $100. I'd gladly hand it over.
You know what? I would do the same thing. I'm not even lying. And people might think we're crazy, but you know what? No, we're not crazy. We're logical. You know?
I mean, we're probably in a situation where we can afford that right away off the bat. Some people would have to save for a while, which sucks that, you know, it's coming out July 29th. You know, we're a couple weeks away. We're going to bring it on demand, so at least people have a chance to save up for it. But no, of course not. They're not going to do that shit.
Well, I would pay $100 for it. I'll be honest with you, so I can see that shit in HD. I'm just saying. And then maybe there might be a live stream or not. And if I get in trouble, then so be it. But let the community see it. That's the whole thing. That's what we're about. Not all of us live in Japan, and I think I said this on the last one too, I think there's a bigger influence outside of Japan for Godzilla. And yet all the promotion, of course, is in Japan. I just don't think that the generation of today cares as much as we do over here in the States or the rest of the world. And I could be 100% wrong with that. I absolutely can be 100% wrong.
No, there's a market for it. I mean, it wouldn't have been 2014 wouldn't have been such a big success, if it was. There are other markets there. I just think that. Sorry, I was getting a phone call there.
Yeah.
I just think that America is Godzilla's next biggest market. Obviously, we're the only other country aside from Japan that has Godzilla movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
You know what I mean? Like no other country can say that. So obviously, America's its next biggest market. Who's next? I have no fucking idea. But
Japan.
There are other places for it.
Japan's next, apparently. If only we get that goddamn trailer. But yeah, listen, I want to thank you guys because we actually crushed a lot of the topics here. But if you guys got anything on your mind right now that you want to get off your chest in regards to anything we spoke about today, we can do it. We'll start with you, Shinji.
No, I think we're good. I think, like I said, we don't have a trailer yet. Big fucking deal. If we don't have a trailer by the week of, there's a problem. But I think they would address it before that week of, because that would just be stupid ridiculous.
Now, my question before we go here, now, let's say we don't get another trailer and it is July 29th. I mean...
Then we don't get one. I mean,
yeah.
if there's, I don't think there would be a release date if they don't have it.
Yeah. If we don't get another trailer, it just drops, is what it is. And I think that's where it does an injustice to the people out here, outside of Japan, because, again, I can't read Japanese, so they could be saying shit, plot points in all of those advertisements and promotional material that they get that we, who can't read Japanese, just don't know about. Oh, there's Shinji in the same pose again. But, while I am mad at it, I'm mad at it. I don't hate it. I could be mad, but I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to be on the internet crying foul, even though I probably am. But I just want a trailer. I just want to see. Dude, you could even look. Even if you give me 2 little bits of a new Shinji look in the trailer, not look at where but I mean like
an angle.
An angle, right? Something that we have not seen for the last 4 or 5 months. And I'll be happy, and it's because it's that close. You can literally do a 3-minute talking head commercial and have in those 3 minutes 30 seconds of Godzilla in a different angle, and I'll be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. Just give us something. Let us know, what, it is coming, and we're ready to go. Because like I said in the previous podcast, I get nervous. Because I know how shit happens out here. And I don't know how shit happens out there, but if it is like what happens out here and is this close to crunch time and this is all we have, there's a problem. There's a fucking problem. Because you're selling with all this promotional shit, the toys, the fucking, the posts, all that shit. Nobody knows what this movie's about. And... they're trying to make all their money now because they probably know the movie's going to suck and not make it then. I don't know. That's some of those thought processes that go through my brain. G73, you got anything to say?
I have actually quite a lot to say, but I don't know if I should save it for the next podcast or not, because I'm trying to think how to word it, and I don't even know if I can even express it in words.
Then save it for the next podcast. It gives you a whole week to get it done.
Yeah. I guess what I'll just say is that I'm not giving up hope. I am. I mean, even if it's not really a trailer. Any news is good news. But Like I was so hoping today that picture that I found was like legitimate, and that's why I had to ask that guy if it was or not. And I mean, I was glad he got to me because I was going to be having anxiety over it.
Real quick. If ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what he's talking about, he shared it on his Megalon page. He shared it on the G Show page. I'm sure he shared it on GVA. He shared it everywhere pretty much. Go check it out. It looks like a fully fleshed out Godzilla in the Shinji look, but it is. I loved it. I thought it was real. I thought it was a still from the movie.
I thought it was real too at first. Yeah. And I even told him that.
And when I saw that, I was like, you saw my message. I had the big googly eyes, like, what? Like that?
Yeah. The Shinji eyes.
No, it was that googly. But I was totally open with it. I was like, man, if that's gonna be in the movie, I'm so fucking sold with it. I loved it. But yeah, my bad, man. I just want to let you know it is fake.
I'm not giving up hope. You know, I mean, like I said, any news is good news. I just hope that it's going to be frequent. But I mean, I'm just turning off my hype meter. I'm just whatever comes happens because I can see it going both ways. I can see us getting a trailer Monday next week, and I can see us not getting a trailer. So, you know, but the thing is that I would be fine with Toho just coming out and saying what's going on, you know, just to let people know. But, you know, that's probably not going to happen. That won't happen. So it's, you know, it's whatever for now. I mean, just, I guess, stay put till the 29th, I guess. So
I hear you. Z1, final thoughts. Anything you want to say?
I love how this turned from a talk about the fandom to like, where's the trailer podcast 2.0?
That's what I was going to say.
And the fandom, you guys.
But like in terms of the movie, I actually do have one thing to say. I'm glad it's not coming to the United States, like theater-wise.
Yeah.
Because it would be just like Godzilla 2000. Like we would like it, sure, but the general audience don't give a goddamn about Japan.
Not at all.
And they'll be like, oh, is this a sequel to 2014 movie? What is this man in rubber suit bullshit? Fuck this. Not see the movie. The movie tanks, and then the Legendary series is hurt because of it.
Oh yeah, hold on. Which, by the way, that anime, man, that anime that's coming out the 22nd, they're like making a mini version of Godzilla Resurgence in that anime because they are posting the tank scene that we saw in the trailer, and it's all in cartoon form and pictures, and that's going to be in the show. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing with that anime? And I'm kind of worried about that now, if they're going to spoil shit or not. But I guess we'll come to that later.
If they spoil anything, it doesn't really matter because they're not giving away the big juicy bits of the movie itself. That's what I'm anticipating. And geez, Z1 is right. Z1, you are absolutely 100% correct. We did start this podcast about bashing a fandom. And look, we are part of the fandom, so that means we're bashing each other. But fuck that. Let's bash the fandom before we go.
It was an improv.
Yeah. I want to start with you, G73. You want to say anything about the fandom real quick? 1 minute.
Yeah, I had a few guys the other day. I won't say their names, but, you know, gosh, some people in the fandom, they get so upset and butthurt over anything made, you know, like the roar, or if Godzilla does have lava flowing through his skin, or whatever. Man, you know, you don't know things at all. If you're the one, if you know this stuff, then you should say it. But since you don't go on to someone else's forum or page and just start talking shit. I mean, you look like a fucking asshole, and you look stupid for doing it. You know, and it's a fucking movie. It's a Godzilla movie. Don't talk down to people and show how small your dick is for yelling at people because you disagree with them. You know, get over yourself. It's just a movie. It's just a character. You don't need to slander others or dehumanize others because you are upset with their opinion. And that's one thing I hate so much about this Godzilla fandom, or any fandom, are the people that are full of themselves and very ignorant and, you know, just grow up, you know?
Wow. And G73 got a little NC-17 there. Z1, you want to finish anything off with the fandom?
Like, nobody knows how to agree to disagree. Everybody just like, I disagree with you. That just means you're wrong and I'm right. And then it's just vice versa with the other side. And it's just like, can we all just fucking get along? We all like the same Man in Rubber Suit movie. Like, seriously, come on now.
I love you, bro. I love you. And of course, I'm going to go down to the king himself at the end of the damn thing. Does he have anything to say about the fandom? Do you have anything to say about the fandom?
The fandom is perfect. What are you guys talking about?
Little GBA page, gosh, they have a lot to say, don't they?
I put most of my thoughts, opinions, and everything on GVA. I'm for the most part. I actually don't put my serious thoughts on GVA. I've actually put more of my serious thoughts here, which is why I enjoy doing these podcasts.
Well, that's what we want right now, a serious thought.
Yeah. But seriously, like the fandom, it's sad. Most fandoms are sad, but it's sad because I'm a part of this one. It's I see how these people are, and I've said it before. They, for the most part, are just whiny, snotty-nosed, impatient little brats.
Uneducated.
And I'm not. Yeah, very uneducated, very dense. It's like they'll bring up something about a movie, pick whatever Godzilla movie it is, and I'm like, did you even watch the same fucking movie I watched? Because I didn't fucking see that, and you're fucking wrong. I'm a part of the fandom because, being, the head of the GVA page, but, sometimes I don't want to be around it either. It's like, God, really? Are you going to act like that? What's that?
It's the groups that the fans are in, There are several groups, and that's where I have to... That's why I try to stay out of groups when it's like group pages, because you get
there
all
are
those
group pages that call themselves true Godzilla fans. Like, what the fuck is a true Godzilla fan?
Jesus
What makes you think you're a true Godzilla fan for liking this and not liking that?
The bottom line is, I'm still glad I became a part of it because, what stemmed from it? GVA came from it. And, of course, you guys, some of the other admins of other pages, it's like you guys are like the actual intellectual, caring, reasonable people that should enjoy a fandom the way it's supposed to be, rather than 98.9% of the fucking fandom, which are a bunch of little fucking kids in a grown man body. For the most part. Women too. I'm just a little... I don't like being around all these fucking morons. I'm sorry. But you guys are fucking top notch. I love you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we.
You fucking faggots.
Unbelievable.
And it has nothing to do with the homosexual community. I fucking love those guys. I would do them if I was homosexual myself.
He probably would, because he touched me inappropriately when I met him for the first time. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody here, man. Seriously, you guys rock. This was a really good show. And yes, we did start off on the fandom, jumped into where's the trailer 2.0, and then got back on to the fandom. Thank you, Z1. Listen, you guys out there in G-Show land, G-Fest is coming up this week. I want you guys to enjoy it. Whoever is going, I will absolutely be there next year. I don't care. And we're going to podcast live from that motherfucker. But for everybody going...
that's gonna be a special surprise for a special someone. I hope she doesn't see this podcast. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, then you know what?
You better STFU right now.
Sure do. I would...
STFU, what does that mean? Oh, never mind.
Fuck up.
I just want to say, for everybody out there, G-Show land, everybody out there in the fandom, listen. You guys know who you are. You cry a lot. We discussed that here. There's no reason to. Just take it easy. I get mad because I don't have a trailer. I don't like the look, but that doesn't kill me. I'm going to watch this movie, as well as you are going to watch this movie, as much as everybody else on this panel will, and everybody else that's been on this panel. We are all going to see the movie, and then we can formulate our true opinions. But as of now, enjoy G-Fest. I really wish I was there. I'm sure everybody on my panel wishes they were there. But we will see you next year. Absolutely, I'm going to be there. Wrecking havoc in G-Fest. Making these fucking
I'll have to
podcasts.
save up about $1,000 though to get all the useless crap that I don't need, but like will immediately want as soon as I see it.
Listen, I have literally 2001 and 2002 G-Fest. I have spent about $5,000 there. It will take your money. And you know what? I have every single one of that merchandise still here. And I know that for a fact because I just moved and I counted everything. It's still there. So, that being said, thank the panel. G73, thank you very much, brother, for being with us.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry I got up late. I had no clue you were doing one.
That's okay. Don't worry. It was impromptu, man. I jumped the gun. Z1, thank you for joining us again and giving us your fucking opinions on...
Yes. Considering the circumstances, this is a fucking miracle. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir. And of course, Shinji, my brother from another mother, thank you for joining us tonight.
You're fucking welcome, and I fucking love you.
I love you. I love you. And I love you guys out there in G-Show land. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. Peace.